I'm Brenda Miller. I'm the local educator here in Todd County for livestock production systems, dairy, beef, and goats.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Florentino, and I am the Alternative Livestock Extension Educator at the University of Minnesota.
I'm Sophia Kortner, and I am the intern at St. Louis County for the University of Minnesota.
And my name is Troy Salser, and I'm a local extension educator in St. Louis County.
Today we will be talking about dairy goat safe handling practices.
First off, when working with goats and other livestock, it is important to keep the health of the animals and yours in mind. Be sure to wash your hands and boots before and after working with goats. Wear clothing and footwear that is only worn around your goats and wash these items regularly. If you are visiting another farm, wear different clothing and footwear than the ones you wear around your farm. When working with goats, it is important to always be alert and aware of your surroundings. Always have an emergency plan and escape route when working with livestock. Treat goats with respect, working slowly, calmly, and quietly. Goats stress more easily than other livestock, especially when separated from the herd. Goats will remember bad experiences and the person causing the stress or pain. When goats are afraid, they may lie down and sulk or pack together in a corner. They may even become aggressive towards each other. When handling goats, it is important to keep in mind how goats see. For example, goats have good peripheral and distant vision. However, they have difficulty judging distances and are fearful of shadows. They will move towards the light. Goats also have sensitive hearing. They may be apprehensive to enter a dark building, for example. Remember to make interactions with goats as stress-free as possible. Allow the goats time to get used to new people, places, or objects. When it comes to moving goats, it is important to keep in mind their flight zone and points of balance. The flight zone is the area around the goat that when entered, the goat will move away from you. The size of the flight zone can vary from goat to goat. Tame goats may not have a flight zone. The goat's point of balance forms two lines, one line across the shoulders and one line down the backbone of the goat. Where you position yourself relative to these balance lines will determine the direction the goat will move. For example, if you stand behind the goat's shoulder and on its left side, the goat will move forward and to the right. To make goats move, apply pressure by stepping closer to the goat. Once the goat starts moving, you can release pressure by maintaining a greater distance between you and the goat to prevent running. You should move back and forth in a straight line and not haphazardly when working with goats. Tame goats may be more difficult to drive. Instead, lead them with a feed bucket or halter. Always remember when moving goats to move slowly and deliberately and not rush them. Goats raised in close contact with people will experience less stress when being handled. There are numerous reasons for restraining goats for handling, like deworming, ear tagging, hoof trimming, treating, and more. Goats should never be caught or dragged by the horns or hair. Rather, pick them up by their body if possible. However, a goat can be restrained by holding the base of the horns but not the tips. Ensure the tips of horns are blunt to prevent injury. Be alert at all times to avoid sudden movements from goats, especially with horns. When it is necessary to work with goats up close, ensure they are properly restrained by a halter, collar, blocking or trimming stand, in a corner, or in a working chute. Additionally, goats can be restrained by holding one hand at the base of the horns and another hand under the goat's jaw. One way to restrain a goat for procedures like hoof trimming is to put the goat on a milking or trimming stand. A goat can also be restrained against a wall. If the goat is placed on its side, someone will need to hold the legs to prevent injury to the handler. While all restraining devices will cause some degree of stress, they should not cause pain to the goats. Bucks can be dangerous. Avoid handling bucks alone and always have an escape plan. Never turn your back on a buck. Be especially cautious during the breeding season. Pay attention to the buck's body language and watch for signs of aggression. Additional caution should be taken when working with does and newborn kids. Does can become aggressive when around their kids. Let's review the key points of safely handling goats. Practice effective biosecurity. Treat goats with respect and calm, quiet movements. Keep in mind the goat's flight zone when moving them. Move tame goats with grain or a halter. Properly restrain a goat against a wall or with a halter. Do not drag goats by their horns. And never turn your back on a buck, and be aware of does with newborn kids. We hope this video helps you to work safely with your goats.